Hi, everyone. I am Marilyn O'Malley, and today I want to share with you how your childhood programming works, how you got programmed as a child, and also how it's affecting you today. And once I share with you how you are programmed, then you will understand what you have to do to change your programming, and it will make sense to you. So let's get started, and I can explain as we go along. You will learn about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. You'll learn about some beliefs and habits, and how you have gotten to where you are today, and what you can do about changing your limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. So here is how does childhood programming work, and how is it affecting your life now? So if you imagine that you, when you come into this world, that you are pure creative potential. You come in, you have some programming from other lifetimes, or if you came in with karma, then you have that, some of that karma. A lot of the children that are being born in now don't have any karma, and they're just coming in, pure spirit. But the whole point is that when you do come in, you don't know what you're coming in with, and you've come here to express yourself. You've come here with pure creative potential to come in and grow and express who you are in this world. So everything is possible at this point when you're born. You have no limitations. You have no thinking that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not perfect enough. All of those things, you're too much, whatever it may be. You don't come in with any of that preconceived. And then, so between your conception and somewhere between 7 and 9 years old, you are like a sponge. You are influenced by your family, by parents, religion, culture, media, friends. Just like you're just taking in the world around you, and you are learning from this world around you. So how people react to you, or are reacting around you, I should say. You do not have any, you don't have any idea of what is good or bad. You have no conscience that can tell you this is right, this is wrong, what they're saying is not the truth, you just don't have any conscience. You're not thinking. You don't know how to weigh the information that's coming in and realize that what your parents or culture or religion is saying is not true for you. But you take it on as if it is the truth for you. And one of the reasons that you do that is because our core, besides being pure potential to express ourselves, when we come in and we're babies, we need to feel safe. We have needs that need to be taken care of. And so we will accept what is around us because we don't know better. We don't have that conscious mind to tell us that there's something better, or that, just, yes, that's how they are. You don't need to take it on and accept it as a truth. So what this turns into is, so those external influences become your beliefs, your habits, your memories of what is true. And we use this, as I said, use this knowledge to be accepted into the clan. And our cerebral cortex is not fully developed yet. There is no critical filter. There is no critical thinking consciousness. We just are. We just are. And we're in the consciousness, we're in the soup of consciousness that's around us. So you're born to live your desire and programmed to remain where you are, right? So your programming keeps you limited, but you were born for magnificence. And so I want you to, again, understand where all of this is coming from. So we're going to be talking about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And I want you to realize that the conscious mind, that's your thinking mind, in just a minute, we'll go to a slide that explains what it is. And your conscious mind is your willpower, it's your thinking. It's only working 2 to 10% of the time. And your subconscious mind, which runs your life, is working 90 to 98% of the time. And that's what's programmed. So your subconscious mind is your programming. Your conscious mind is is what you're using in the now. You're deciding things, you're being creative in the moment. Well, here we go. Let's talk about this. It's your mental mind. So your conscious mind is taking in the awareness of taste, smell, outside information, intelligence that is happening all around you. It's your state of awareness. So if you are aware in the moment, not zoning out in front of the TV, that is not conscious mind. That is you've been hypnotized. You've gone unconscious when you're watching TV, except in the very beginning. In choosing the channel or what you're going to watch, you're conscious, and then after that you go unconscious. You're not actively participating in the moment. That's what the conscious mind is. So that's the rational mind, the planning mind, the creative mind. Your willpower, it's where you make decisions, it's reasoning, it's your desire, where your desires are your dreams. And this mind can accept, reject, or originate an idea. So meaning, like, if there's something if something comes to your awareness and you don't want it, you can reject it. If there's something that you like and you believe, then you can accept it. Or you can be creative and come up with originate something. This only takes in 2,000 bits of information per second. So you're going to get to see what the contrast is to the subconscious mind. And this picture here illustrates that the blue is a gatekeeper filter. So somewhere between that 7 and 9 years old, you develop this filter that keeps everything out of the subconscious mind until you're, to make sure that, so it's like, if you thought of a pink elephant doesn't pop into the room right away. It has to be something your subconscious mind will want proof that you want something. So this is why this filter is here to make sure that the programming that you're programming is what you really want and desire, and you're emotionally attached to it. So let's go to the next slide. So here's the gatekeeper. So it prevents new ideas from forming, so you don't have to make new decisions. It gets approval from the subconscious mind to let in new ideas. Must be passed through the filter to create changes in your life or new results. The gatekeeper between what happens out in the outside world and what you allow on the inside world. So just know this is why we need to be persistent and consistent, or you have an emotional, so if you were to like skydive for the first time and or walk on hot coals, you know, something that you do to see that you can do something that you thought you couldn't do, and it's highly emotional, and then you do it and you go, oh my gosh, you know, it kind of it blows the belief that you're limited, um, um, that you're limited in certain ways. It blows that away and allows a new belief into through that filter because of the strong emotions that you got through it. And it allows a new belief like, oh, I'm courageous. I can do these things. I have more power than I thought I had, depending on, you know, what's going through you. So let's continue on. So the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is the emotional mind, right? So this is why when we have emotions, this is what's programmed in us and what we have. These are our beliefs. This is see the world, or your paradigm, this run, just beat your heart, this moves your, you know, get your muscles to move when you want to move them. It's your wisdom, it's memories, it's habits, it's the blueprint of everything that has happened in your past. It knows what you're going to do before you do it. That's like, so you're going to taste, you eat. So there's lots of things that you're doing things before you even thought, or it's like intuition, and this processes 100 million messages per second. That's a lot more than the 2,000 that the conscious mind processed, right? So it controls your results and logic, and intuition comes through here. So the subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and make-believe. So whatever is programmed here is programmed here. And, but we can change it. That's the one thing that we've discovered, right? Is that we can change. We have influence over this. We can change a lot of things about what we believe, how we show up, what we think of ourselves, what we think of the world. So, so this is important to remember when you want to reprogram, right? So we want to get something through that filter into the subconscious mind. We want to, one of the things is that we have a visualization, like it doesn't have to be real out here. It needs to be real in us, so that you can imagine, you know, you can do something. You see yourself doing that. You have that knowing. And when there's that strong feeling and there's courage or joy or passion, and you know that's been persistent or consistent, or just a flood, even fear will go in and change. You know, you could be courageous one day and then have something happen, and the fear that rushes in with the whatever happened can change how you completely feel about yourself, and so you're more guarded, and you have beliefs like all of a sudden the world's not safe anymore and people are dangerous or whatever it is. So that's where all of that happens, is in your subconscious mind. It carries out programs whether they're beneficial or not. It's not judging. It does not judge. It's like, this is the program, I'm running it. Just like your computer. Your computer hardware is not saying this is good, this is bad, it's just doing its job. And so that's why you can have a bad habit, but it's not gonna judge that. And you can have you know, emotions that you are not good enough, etc. And even though they're or are not worthy, it doesn't care. It doesn't have emotions around that, but you have emotions connected to that, which are here in the subconscious mind, which creates a whole process of when you remember that and stuff, that creates a whole physical, mental, emotional, neural pathways, things that happen to your body when you do think of that. And again, that's all subconscious mind. It goes into all of that through that process. You can just think something, and then all of a sudden it creates an emotion I'm not good enough. All of a sudden it creates fear, and that fear, goes up neural pathways up to the brain, and the brain starts from its programming, starts, tightening your stomach, making you confused, making you have, the butterflies in the stomach, or start to feel like you're getting anxious or something. Likes the path of least resistance. Yeah, the subconscious mind isn't interested in changing. It does what it needs to do as efficiently as it can, and it's also working to help to keep you healthy, or move you towards its programming. Whatever you have said and programmed into that through your process, or whatever you're believing, or your your habits, is all in here, and it's just doing its job. It's just plugging along and doing its job. So it wants things to stay the same. It's not a changer. Again, it's not thinking right, wrong, good, bad, successful, unsuccessful. It doesn't think any of that stuff. It's just doing its work. It likes to repeat patterns and routines. That's because it's habitual. It's habitual. It knows the answers to all the problems. This is where your intuition and everything is. So if you spent time like figuring out, like, it knows how to make your body healthy. It knows how to do things that if we tune into, we would have the answers to it, because it's connected. It's connected to source. It's connected to God. It's connected to that quantum field that is all of the intelligence. And so you tap into that, you're tapping into everything that is available, all the intelligence that ever has been or ever will be. And it's feeding off of that information. It's choosing that information. Once it accepts an idea, it starts to execute it right away. So once it believes something, or you have it looking for something, this is where you will make yourself right, no matter what. No matter what you believe, whether it's good or bad, you have programmed your subconscious mind to look. So say if you have the belief that I am not supported, then you have programmed your subconscious mind to show you, to bring to your attention all of the areas that you aren't supported. And so then you go, see. A lot of times I'll explain to my clients, this is like having a program that, you are programmed to be able to see green and red, but you can't see yellow or pink or purples. But you can see all the yellows and reds. And so you don't believe there's any pinks and purples and yellows. But if you then go in and reprogram, then you say, and there's rainbow of colors, can't even name them all, then all of a sudden you'll start, oh yeah. And you've programmed yourself to believe that is the truth. Now you'll start to see new things that you weren't seeing before. So you can't see, even though you're processing 100 million messages per second, you're filtering out a lot of that. That's what that filter is for. Otherwise we're, overwhelmed by everything. But there's so much coming at us that we've created filters by filtering through different things and kind of defining who we are from a very young child, even in the womb, however your mother's feeling and the emotions and whatever she's passing on to you, whatever it is that you're feeling around you while you're in the womb, those are part of your programming. And then it can't reject anything here. It must accept. So once it gets in, it's programmed. And so it can't say, like I said, it can't say, oh no, this isn't good, it's not working. So that's why we can abuse ourselves. We can eat poorly, right? We can eat diets filled with sugar and it rots our insides out, or do drugs that burn holes in our brain. It is just doing what it's programmed to do and nothing else. So to shape your future, you have to be willing to change your paradigm. That means how you see the world, right? So this is like, so if you think your conscious and your subconscious mind, all the things that came in as you were a little kid, when you had no filter, and that programmed you, it's not you. You weren't deciding, yes, that's true, that's me. You didn't know. You're just taking in your culture, whatever the media is saying, whatever your family is saying, their beliefs, and they probably got their beliefs from their family the same way. They did, unless they've worked on themselves and changed, so that they are more aware of what it is that they're believing. So a lot of times people who grew up in their parents were a certain religion, the kids follow along and into that religion, or the politics, or into the culture, or whatever the culture says, and lots of other things we buy into because our parents said that, or our culture said that, or our community said that, or my peers said that, or I learned that at school. And just because you did, it doesn't mean that it's you or it's the truth. So that's what I want you to start realizing, is that you built the foundation. You're building your life on a foundation that is wobbly in the least, and it is not really who you are. And that's why you don't feel good about yourself. It's not because you're feeling these things and it doesn't feel good because you're not good. It doesn't feel good because it's not the truth. When you feel the truth, when you say, I am lovable, I am worthy, I am enough, your body, oh my God, everything will just relaxes in it and takes it in, and you feel expanded. But if you say those things and believe those things, in your subconscious mind, it constricts, it creates all these, even though it's not, because this is how you're feeling. This is how you're feeling bad about yourself. That's your programming. You're not enough. You're not good at, this is your programming, how you feel. And when you're not enough, you've trained yourself to feel bad about yourself. And then you've trained yourself to look into the world about how the world isn't working out for you in some way, or how you are limited. And this doesn't have to be in all of your life, just parts of your life. So it deals with your possibilities, and do you have potential in the world, or is your potential limited because you're a certain sex, or because you're a certain nationality, or because you're born into a certain income bracket, or family. So a lot of variety of ways. That's just a few things, but for you to be thinking about that is just to realize that you need to work on your foundation of who you really are, and you can do that, and you can change that. It's not super hard. It takes work. It takes vision. It takes, you wanting to do it. And when you do it, it will change your whole life. You will create a new paradigm out here. And that's what I teach, and what I've done for myself. And I've taken lots of other people through this process. So here's another way to look at it, okay? So the perception of your reality. So start in the center. So your thoughts, so all that subconscious mind is running in the background, right? So you have certain thoughts that you're thinking over and over again, and those thoughts bring up certain feelings, or the certain feelings bring up certain thoughts after they're programmed in there. It's like they're, it could be happening at the same time. And then memories, memories, or the ego will come up, which is the memory. It's reminding you that, when we did this before, that happened, instead of saying, this is where I'm at, and I've never been here before. And just as a side note, your ego does not know the future. It only knows the past. So it has no idea about what your potential is. just to let you know. So these thoughts and feelings and memories start to create an attitude, how you see yourself, right? What you think. So are you courageous? Are you outgoing? Are you an introvert? Are you shy? Do you have, I'm sort of spacing on all the different characteristics right now because focused on this. So anyway, you just start to get like, what's the attitude of who I am? Do you have confidence? Are you pessimistic or optimistic, etc.? So you start to have these certain attitudes, and then these attitudes build on each other, and those become your beliefs. So beliefs are something that have been programmed. And those beliefs, then all those beliefs start to become your perception. They're how you see the world. Remember, I was talking about filters. So those beliefs and attitudes are filters. So if you think that, remember if I said you put a filter where you can only see red and green, but you can't see any of the other colors. That's because you have a filter there. That's your perception. That's what you're believing. There's only these colors. There's only this way to be. There's, I have no rights, or I can't be successful because I'm a woman, or I have to be strong and assertive because I'm a man. I have to age because I'm getting older. I can't make money because I don't have money. So there's lots of different things that too many to go into here because I don't want to make this super long. So all of that, so your perception then, right, creates your behavior, your relationships, your habits, your state of being, your experiences, your actions, your choices. It colors all of that. That's how you see the world. That's how you are in the world. And so if you want to change that, right, we have to go in, we have to start in the middle. We have to catch those negative thoughts and feelings, or limited thoughts and feelings and memories, and start creating new ones. This is why I always say too, you have to know where you want to be going in order to change, because what's happening is we have this old programming. We're going to see what that old programming is, and then we're going to create the new programming. So when you start to play that old programming, you can say, stop, here's the new me, here's the new program. These are the thoughts and stuff. So this is what is going to work its way through that filter, through the gatekeeper, into the subconscious mind. So then after a while, you don't need to think about it. It's your new programming. And then those things become your new beliefs, become your new perceptions. We clear away the filters. So now you are playing more in the now. You're not operating from your past programming, your childhood programming. You're not building on that foundation that is unstable and is not you. All right. So how does this work? So one of the things that I say is, so whatever event happens, argument in a relationship, get fired from a job, or get hired at a job, any little, you get in a car crash, or your health goes, whatever the situation is, it's a neutral event. And it's a neutral event until you put thoughts and emotions to it. And your thoughts and emotions will come unconsciously most of the time, unless you work at being conscious right here in this moment when the event happens, and saying, I'm going to stay neutral, or what is going on that I'm asking questions to find out information. But most of the time what happens, something happens and we react, we get triggered, right? Something triggers us, and it's either positive or it's limiting, or negative. So so we start to, if we bring into a story our beliefs, what plays out in our subconscious mind, well, remember this, that's what happened then. We bring that into the story and like, oh my God, good things never happen to me. Bad things always I'm always, oh my God. And then you start developing this story. So the thoughts are coming now, the emotions of fear or anxiety or frustration or, unloving, all those start to happen, and then those affect the action that you take. So it's like, why is it me? Why me? Why me? Why does it matter? It doesn't even matter what I do, so I don't want to do anything. So I'm just gonna lay on the couch and let the world go by. I can't do anything. Or else there's something that happens that's really motivating. You get hired or you fall in love. And then you start that, oh my gosh, my life is so good. I'm really excited about what's coming to me. I feel love and expansion, and I feel the excitement and joy. And then you're like, oh, I feel so creative. I just want to create. And you're doing something with your new love, and you're writing poetry or music, and you're dancing, and you're just enjoying your life. So that takes us up to the action. So whatever action you end up choosing, whatever road that you end up going down, whether you're making up a story, or whether you're being present in the moment, or are you making up a good story, which we don't need to change the good stories, then that the action you take, or the non-action that you take, because not taking action is an action choice also, creates results. And those results, whether you're going to you're living your potential, or whether you're putting yourself in a box, which that's what that little heart means, in the box, where you're limiting yourself. You're either, it's going to expand it and reinforce a positive belief, or a limiting belief. And then it's just going to keep replaying automatically. And so in order to change a habit, right? We're going to keep neutral, stay in the moment. You're going to create a new belief about it. You would create new beliefs, new stories, new thoughts. That's the old me. The new me is courageous. The new me is staying in this moment. I see my life working out for me. So just starting, I am lovable. I am enough. I'm smart enough. I can do this. And then, and here's what I need to do next. And then you take the next action. Then the result comes back, and it's like, oh, look, okay, this is working. I need to do it again, or do something that, it's a new thing, a new, okay, yeah, all right, this feels good. And somebody shows up, and synchronicities start happening. So this is all energy, but you're changing the energy of you, the frequency of you. The energy, so it's either limiting energy, low, dense, heavy energy that's going to get you low, reinforcing the limiting in the box beliefs, or you're going to raise your energy to possibilities, infinite potential, into the being satisfied with life, excited for life, excited for what you're creating, happiness, feeling resourceful, feeling creative. Those following those are really beneficial to you. Okay, so then the next, So now I want to share with you the comfort zone. This is really an important part to this, because why a lot of people won't go and take the time to change is because it's getting out of the comfort zone. So the comfort zone is where you feel safe and in control. So where you feel safe and in control is where that subconscious mind, like, you don't have to do anything, right? It's just like you're just reliving every day, basically habitually as a habit. It doesn't matter whether you're satisfied or not. it's your comfort zone. Because it's just like, you know what to do here when you're unsatisfied. You know what to do when things aren't working out. You don't really know what to do when things, if that's your life, that things don't usually work out. And then, well, I don't even understand how I could be lovable because I don't even love myself, right? When we start to get into that, that's new territory. That is when we start to think that we're all powerful, that we have superpowers as highly sensitives, as starseeds, that we have big missions, we're here to do things. But when we've been living in a world that has said we're small, we're shy, we're weak, we don't have a lot of potential, whatever, you know, whatever your story is that you've grown up on, that's not yours. But you bought into it, you bought into it. So it's your responsibility now to start to allow yourself to go outside the comfort zone. You have to get outside the comfort zone. So when we first start stepping out into that, out of the comfort zone and saying, I want something different. You know, it's like, and this is when you're feeling that strain, like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something. I know I have a big mission. I don't know what it is. I know I know I feel called to do this, but I'm really scared of it. When you start to be pulled and it's like, you know, things should change, like that relationship isn't good for you. The job is killing you. Literally, it's stressing you out so much that it's killing you, and you have no, you're burning out. Your adrenals have been totally abused, and you are unhealthy now. Right? So it's like your whole system, everything is telling you we need to change, we need to change. You're getting the ascension symptoms and everything is waking you up and you're like, what the hell's happening? So we're shaking you out of your comfort zone. The part of ascension and waking up is getting you, hello, wake up. You've been asleep, you're sleepwalking. You're not who you've been thinking you are. You're so much more than that. You have a lot to offer, and the world is waiting for you. And so when you get into that fear zone, it's the lack of confidence. You find excuses. It's like, you know, you want to get healthy and strong. You know that your health is super important, but you keep putting it off. And you're affected by other people. You make other people and their opinions more important than you and how you feel about yourself. So as you step out into this, and this is like chaos, it's kind of, you know, we're reflecting what's happening in the world right now. So the what's happening in the world was, we were in this nice little comfort zone of everybody kind of not giving, you know, not really paying attention to a lot of stuff, just operating unconsciously, while some people were generating other things that weren't necessarily, aren't our truths. And then we're letting people run the world or run countries and speak for us that is not our truth. And so all of a sudden we're all in the fear zone now, you know, because it's like, again, as well as, you know, Mother Earth is waking up. Mother Earth is waking everything else up. We're waking up. The governments, everything is waking up. Everything is being shaken up so that we can get into the learning and growth zones. So we're in the, you know, when it's all new and there's chaos and a bunch of negative stuff's out here, it's so you can see, like, oh, this is what I'm believing, this is what I'm thinking, this is where I gave my power away. And then you can be like, well, now that you get in the learning zone, oh, what do I want? Where do I need to take my power back? What's important to me? What's important to the people around me? What am I here to do? What's my purpose? What's my mission? Right? So you're what skills do I need to have? What are the challenges? And as highly sensitives, we're great problem solvers. We can see all the places that need help, and we can see, depending on our skill level and what we're here for, we each in our different areas can see how things can be fixed or what needs to be changed or how it needs to be shifted. And so as we're learning these, and then we learn how to communicate that or how to build teams, or we become, we find other people who have the same interests. So we get out there and we're out of our comfort zones. We're in the new thing. We're learning and we're growing. And then we're applying it. All of a sudden we start living it, where you find your purpose, your dreams, your goals, you're reaching your destinations, the results that you want, because we're living it. And that's the same thing about going back here, is that you need to be taking new actions, right? Thoughts and beliefs. This is living it. You have to be doing this in order to know it, what I call uppercase knowing. You do not know it intellectually. Just because you know something, you've read it, you've heard it, whatever, it is not the same thing as living this. And when you live it, then you're shifting, you're changing your subconscious mind. See, if you just know it, you're up in your conscious mind, you're not changing anything in the subconscious mind. So that's it. So the way that, if you guys are interested, I have a higher dimensional living course that is 12 weeks long. I run them a variety of times throughout the year. So you can check in with me at marilynomaly.com. My number and contact information are on there. Or you can reach me at Coach Marilyn, the number 1, at Gmail. And you can also call and ask for a complimentary 60-minute coaching session, that I can answer these questions for you and help you discover what's holding you back. I have lots of material that is free, or you can work with me one-on-one, or you can work with me in the groups. Check me out, Coach Marilyn, on YouTube, on Instagram. There's all sorts of free material, energy healing work. And at marilynomaly.com, there's all of that information is on there also. There's lots of blogs, videos, and energy work and teachings that, and sign up with me on my, if you sign up on my website, then what you get a weekly newsletter that usually has a free training, something like this. And then you also have, or teachings that are going on, or news, or I share resources. And then also talking about Ascension and what's happening with Ascension symptoms, and self-care. Self-care for highly sensitives and starseeds is essential. And we are here. We are the way showers for the world. If you are following me, you are a pioneer in this field. The world is just beginning to wake up more, because people aren't waking up, so that it has to get really dramatic. And so the better you can take care of yourself and not be influenced by all the stuff that's going on around you, and start healing. The ascension process is really first healing yourself, starting to wake up is, where am I off? Where is what I'm believing about myself not true? What's really important to me? So start healing that, and you falling in love, like opening your heart. As you open your heart, it allows you to start activating the dormant DNA. And so that's going to help give you new information, download new information into your DNA cells, and help you live at a higher frequency that has a lot of different beliefs than what we're living in this 3D lower dense energy. So until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Thank you. And please feel free to ask questions send me questions, or like I said, give me a call and we'll set up a session. Thank you. Bye.